First of all, welcome to my channel. This is my first try in an English vlog. Usually I do the motor vlogs in Malayalam so that my local natives can understand. But this is for the people who have waited so long to see this review. This is a review about my bike after the every modification I have done. As you know, I'm a Kerala native. Most of us residing here are not so fluent in English, I guess. Those who are settled in Mangalore, that area, they may speak English, but here we speak only in Malayalam, so that we have a difficulty in communication in English. So I hope you don't mind my fluency problems, and let's start the video. This is my bike. It's an RS200 2017 model, and I have done a lot of modifications. In fact, these are kind of an upgrade when I see in the sense, like I made it like an RS400, except the engine, the equipments, everything are upgraded. So let's talk about that, and let's come from the front. And I've changed the forks, wheels and brakes and everything. The front section and the rear section of the bike is entirely different from what you see on the stock RS200. Let's talk about the suspension first, because that is the first thing that we see, that it's an USD fork sourced from a Duke 200 2019 model. That is, it will be a BS4 fork. So I've used left forks for both the right and left, because I had to include double disc operation here. So that was the reason for that. And in between the forks we can see the wheel. പേരെന്താ? അജയ്. ഇവിടെ നാട്ടിലാ? ഞാൻ അമ്പലപ്പാടം കാണാൻ വന്നാ. ഞാൻ ചെന്ന് തോണിയിലൊക്കെ കറങ്ങി. ഞാൻ രാവിലെ നേരത്തെ എത്തിയാണ്. ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, കാണട്ടോ. ആയിക്കോട്ടെ. They are my subscriber people. When we compare this rim to our stock RS200 wheel, this wheel has a 3-inch width compared to 2.5 inches on RS200, and the rear section is also like that, 3.5 inches on stock RS200 and 4 inches on KTM. So that's the difference. I have installed this wheel because my tires were already Apollo Alpha H1 110/70, so I needed a wider rim to use the full potential of the tires, and that says it all. And also I've used a 2090 model alloy wheel from a Duke 200 BS4 model, because those has the bigger hubs compared to the BS3 models. I've used that bigger hub to mount another disc on the right side, so we have discs on the either side of the wheel. There is a difficulty in vlogging because this is a road. I was here for a trip. I didn't find any another place that we can explain it like this. And coming back, I've used the Mojo 300 disc on the either sides. It was a bit difficult, and it was not a direct fit on the KTM wheels, but we have worked it out in the lathe, and we have installed it on the both sides. I'll add the footages from that time here, so you can understand how the wheel was worked upon. And also about the ABS sensor, this is just a dummy unit. This is a Java ABS ring, and on the left side I have used RS200 stock ABS ring, and the mounting is a bit tricky, but it gets the job done. The speed is indicated correctly and everything is fine, and also ABS is working. And coming from the top, I have changed the T-stem to RS200. I have used the middle tube of the T-stem from RS200 and installed it on the T-stem of the Duke 200, so that we get the same height from the fork yoke. And also I have installed a top plate of Duke 200 BS4 model, and there is a particular reason for that, only because I love the RS200 handles. These are one of the best, and they are comfortable. They are a bit sporty, but a lot comfortable for traveling. So the only thing that held me back from installing USD forks is that I won't get stock handles. So now we have found a way to install this stock 37mm handle to the 43mm USD forks. You all will have a doubt how I have done that. I will add video of a fork adapter that we have made from the garage here. We have made an adapter that will fit on to the top portion of the 43mm fork, and the rest of the top portion of the adapter will project like this, and we will mount our stock handle on that 37mm diameter piece. And I have installed the fork caps and the Allengi bolts, and everything looks kind of stock. The way this item is finished and the work is done is kind of phenomenal. Our garage did a fantastic work of doing that perfectly. I have no issues, no cornering problems, no handle shakes, nothing. It's kind of perfect for me. And coming to the rear, I installed Kawasaki Z800 taillight. It was not a part of this modification now. It was done around 2 years back. And below that we have a tail teddy. And I've used and I have installed KTM swing arm here. let's go and sit there. It will be better to talk like this here. And we were saying that we have installed the KTM swing arm on the RS200. Many people have done that in other areas, but no one in Kerala. So I thought that why not be the first, and I installed this. But when I was installing that, I found out that the axle play was not perfect. There was a slight gap between the axle. So the person from the garage told me that either we have to work this in lathe and make a perfect fitting like the stock swing arm for RS200, or the loose play in the swing arm bushes will damage my swing arm bushes frequently. So I have decided to do the lathe work and wait. And after 1 or 2 weeks of the lathe work, we have made several bushes and other components that will make the KTM swing arm a direct fit on the RS200. Made some adjustments and we have installed it. And also at the time, in order to install the monoshock, we have to grind some areas beside the monoshock mount. So that's how we installed it. If you have any queries, you can either ask me in Instagram or you can message the garage directly. This is how the KTM swing arm was installed. And then inside that we have installed the KTM wheels, which are obviously wider than the RS200 original stock wheels. Also we have installed the RS200 stock 320mm rear disc onto the KTM wheel by widening the holes and installing the stock bolts from the KTM wheel. That's all. And we have installed the ABS ring and everything was working perfectly. Like I have done this modification like a stock setup, a stock replacement or a stock like kind of upgrade, not a kind of tiptoe work. This is kind of perfect for me. Everything is perfect working, and the only thing I have left to say is I kind of think it is only the exhaust and the engine casing. Engine casing is different. It is of KTM Duke 200 BS4 model. There were complications while installing them, but we have done that. The clutch shaft is different, clutch holder is different, the cable and everything. Some components are changed because of that, and there are ways to install it like a stock replacement also. And then we can talk about the exhaust. It was a Dominar 400 exhaust, UG model, around 2019 or greater. I bought one used from OLX for around 5,000 rupees, and I have used a custom bend pipe to fit directly into the stock bend pipe connection of the RS200. And we have made some mountings on this area and this area as well, so that I won't have any vibrations or any issues. And it is mounted perfectly and kind of good. And I will start the engine so that you can hear the exhaust sound. It's so noisy here because of the roadside. I'll try my best to capture the audio here. This is the exhaust sound you can get. It is not so loud. It's kind of basic, kind of an upgrade for RS200. The ride is kind of like a moody now. It is kind of tempting me to push harder because of the exhaust sound and the engine sound I am getting. And it was a bit hassle for me for the first times when I picked this bike after the modification. But I have adjusted to that by riding it for around 200-300 kilometers. I have adjusted for that temptation. So, and this is the final review of the modification done on my bike in English. I know I have done only a brief explanation of the things I have done, and if you need any kind of separate in-depth explanation about how I have done or anything, any topic like brakes, forks, engine casing, exhaust or the rear wheel or even the swing arm, feel free to comment down whichever topic you want, so that I could make a video separately about those topics. And finally, I'm sorry about my fluency in English. This is an issue for me. I hope you understood what I said, and if there are any doubts, you can DM me in Instagram. I will reply to the queries soon. Also, whenever I talk English, it's like I am kind of reading a written notebook. I won't have much of an emotion felt in there because that's not the native language I am speaking. So that's why. Also, if you like this video, give this video a like, comment and also subscribe, so that I can create more contents like this. Also see you with another video. Until then, bye bye.